Oh yeah. Who's ready to sit sideways? Yeah. Who wants to go down to Oklahoma? Why am I driving this car so erratically? This makes no sense. But hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy Matt Diazable coming at you with a new music review. Thank you for finding me. Thank you for returning. All the above. We doing stuff out here. It's a lot of fun. So thanks, guys, for coming through. Today, I am checking out the latest EP. I'm surprised it's an EP, but that's what they said online. But yeah, the newest EP from a band called Peeling Flesh, called PF Radio 2. If you don't know anything about this band, Peeling Flesh is a slam brutal death metal band based out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and started about in 2021 when three of the members, if I'm correct, the guitarist Micah, the drummer Joe, and their bassist, who isn't in the band anymore, Austin, they were in another band called Strangled, and they wanted to start a new band, so they found some new members, and that's where they discovered their new vocalist and their new guitarist named Jason and Demontel. Sorry if I mess up that name. Yeah, the vocalist. And they rounded out their new band, Peeling Flesh, and have been constantly putting out a lot of work. And I only really kind of discovered Peeling Flesh, I think, honestly, this year at LDB Fest. I was recording some bands here and there, and they were one of the bands on there. And I was just like, oh, okay, a band named Peeling Flesh. And saw them, I was like, whoa, this is a slam band at a hardcore fest. Pretty impressive, very different. And I would say this is when I was introduced to the band. And now that I've listened to one of their EPs, one of their collections, they have a pretty long list of albums. They put out their first full-length album last year in 2024 called The G Code. They have a bunch of EPs and compilations. So this is my first time ever fully experiencing the band. So I don't know how the older stuff and this newer stuff will compare, but maybe down the road I will go back and check out their older stuff. But this is my thoughts on their newest EP, PF Radio 2. And it's hard for me to say this, but from what I've listened to with this EP, I feel like the band has really outdone themselves with this latest EP. From like their earlier work that I did listen to, like I listened to a few tracks here and there, but never a full length. But from what I could tell, there was creativity with the band for sure. But with this newest EP, it's a full-on statement. And that statement is slam music doesn't have to be predictable, humorless, or, exhausting. Because here they're weaving in like, chopped and screwed hip hop samples, trap beats, and very tongue-in-cheek kind of style samples, alongside some of the nastiest riffs and the dirtiest pig squeals you will hear this year. So it feels like the band has created a record that is both, refreshing and boundary pushing. From the opening moments of the song Interlude, where, it feels like, you're actually in a car listening to the radio as they like flip through the different channel stations before locking into a very hazy southern trap like beat. You get the sense that this album isn't all about like slam and brutal music. It's about atmosphere. And that vibe carries out throughout this whole album, like on the song Redacted, where you have some really good, hard hitting slam music fused with like trap percussions. Or how Channel Zero kind of, turns headbanging into a very groovy art form before it just collapses into a very filthy and heavy and dirty breakdown. Even the interludes, middletude and outrolude, they're not filler or anything. They actually like add to the overall atmosphere to the record. They make the album feel like, a continuous broadcast of chaos, complete with cohesion and pacing rarely seen in the slam metal genre. And what's really striking about this EP and this band is how, they're able to keep everything very brutal without ever really feeling too monotonous. The song Holding introduces some really good guest vocals, and then kind of leans into the whole chopped and screwed hip hop territory, turning slam music into something that kind of like, it actually like swings. It's got groove to it. Awesomeness Prime shows their genius in terms of fusing, snappy snappy snare drums, dirty, filthy pig squeals, and rap samples. forcing you to nod your head to, like, you know, the collision of hip hop and slam metal all at once. It's genius. And then there's Flesh Cathedral, which starts off with like a gospel-like choir, and then like the choir is demanding you to put your hands up, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty dope. Before spiraling into just some really dumb, heavy breakdowns and just absurd humor. Moments like this prove that, you know, Peeling Flesh is not afraid to make slam more innovative, but more importantly, fun. And so by the time we get to the song Midnight and DVPB, towards the back end of the album, it's very clear that the chopped and screw music, the trap music, the humor, it isn't a gimmick. This is all part of Peeling Flesh's plan, and it works well. And I think what really makes it so, like, just amazingly genius is that the hip hop elements kind of soften the brutality, keeping the album very listenable without sacrificing its heaviness. Because one thing about this album that really took me by surprise was when I was listening to it, or before I started listening to it, I was not ready to, because I had a really bad headache and I did not want to listen to this album because I was like, slam music, headache, that's not a good combination. But because of the hip hop underneath everything, it made, you could still get the slam heaviness with all the guitars, the drums, you feel the slam, but that hip hop beat to it softens it in a very weird, unexpected way that, you know, I listened to this whole thing and my headache did not get worse. And if not, it got a little bit better. Like, it kind of went away. Like, it was really good, very surprising. The riffs are sharp, the drums are tight, the samples are just perfectly placed in every song, in every way. Every detail on here feels very intentional and well planned and thought out. So I would say PF Radio 2 is a perfect record because it's not just slam, it's more than slam. It's a fully realized concept that, you know, just makes extreme music feel exciting again. To put it simply, it's unique, it's cohesive, and it's endlessly replayable. This album is just setting a new bar for Peeling Flesh, but also the whole genre of slam music. Thoroughly impressed, blown away by how good this album, this record, this EP, whatever this is, whatever Peeling Flesh has made here, it is so good. It's perfect. And I'm really happy to give this score because I haven't given one out this year. But I have to say, it's a 10 out of 10. It's slamming. It's perfect. It's awesome. Check out Peeling Flesh when you get a chance. Live, on record. They're good. Leave some comments down below what you think about this album, this band, other slam bands, anything similar to this, because I'm thoroughly impressed. So until next time, guys, see you in the pit. Good things about you.